Howdy, fellow gamers, Neko lovers, and fans of all things retro. I'm Dumivid, your companion on this nostalgic playthrough, the gaming times that have come and gone. Today, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty with a game that seated itself deeply into the gaming fabric. A game that showed us a whole generation how much fun tower defense could be using the most likely of the soldiers, plants. You're all invited to our roots of nostalgia. It's Plant vs. Zombie as good as we remember. Find a comfy spot and let's rewind the clock. Let's start with the fun part. Plant vs. Zombie, affectionately abbreviated as PvZ, was a game that flourished because of its simplicity. It was sort of a game that even a novice could easily grasp, but was simultaneously complex enough to captivate and hold the interest of experienced players. During those days, I was already quite an experienced cat and usually preferred games that gave me a good smack. No wonder with time passed I've become so drawn towards the entire Soul series. However, during 2009, with nothing similar in the market, the game's novelty became its key selling point. This uniqueness extended beyond the gameplay mechanics and manifested itself in the reward system. Every new completed level felt like a milestone. The drive, the anticipation of what next planned would be, and the mystery surrounding its abilities added to the thrill of progression. In an era where the internet hadn't quite spread its roots yet, every discovery felt like a personal achievement. In a certain sense, I miss this flavor of gaming, when you have to figure it out stuff on your own and not rely on guides. The game also boasted an impressive diversity for its time. PvZ was designed as a journey rather than a grind. It offered rejuvenating minigames after every 5 levels, a brand new environment after every 10, and even the Serene Zen Garden. This level of variety ensured that the game never felt stale. Now, gifts. Gifts felt like a national holiday. Stumbling upon a blue gem or a present was akin to finding a hidden treasure, providing a sweet rush of dopamine that kept us coming for more. The excitement of the unknown, the possibility of getting a new plant for the garden, made these gifts all that more special. It felt like participating in a gacha game long before they even became a trend. Finally, let's not forget about the art style. PvZ boasted a creative, unique and instantly recognizable design that even today stands out in my memory amidst a sea of other games. In fact, it holds a place of honor among the two most influential indie games that have shaped my gaming journey. The other one being a haunting tale of a boy trapped in a basement running from his brainwashed mother. One day we'll delve into the game too, but for now let's keep focus on our gauntlet of zombies. What do we have next? Oh yeah, secrets. I have a few words about the cheat codes, future, and mustache. Thanks for watching. Also, the game featured a zombie yeti, and it's not like I am slightly mad for not finding it. And a very rare occasion, a zombie could have a rare death animation, eating the wall, but more on that later. Congrats, we speedrun the most interesting part of the video. Moving on. Now, story time. Let's rewind back to when I first spotted PvZ. It was a regular day, just me, my TV, and a delightful slice of homemade pizza. I was turned into my go-to gaming show, expecting the usual. Then came along this game with its army of plants battling goofy zombies, and just like that, I was captivated. This strange, quirky game became an instant topic of conversations between me and my best friend. We shared the mutual intrigue and couldn't wait to dive deep into this adventure. Our wish was fulfilled. One of his relatives was a hacker of his era. He found a copy of that game and shared with us on a CD. What was meant to be a boon, however, quickly turned into a challenging ordeal. My trusty old Pentium 4 PC was on his last breath. If you know what Pentium 4 is, it's probably time to take your pills. Go on, I'll wait. It was a time when overheating was more common than daily updates, and my poor old PC was no exception. Now, you might think, well, that's a bummer. And you'd be right. But the thing is, I was so hooked on this game that I kept going. I'd hit the power button, boot it up and jump right back until the inevitable next shutdown. The summer heat and the PC warning health made for an unreliable gaming experience. The frustration of losing unsafe progress, especially when you were on the verge of defeating a particularly tough wave of zombies, was real. However, the allure of PvZ was too strong. Whatever it was, the captivating gameplay or the sheer childhood stubbornness, we refused to give up. We shifted our battlefield to my friend's house, whose PC was considerably more cooperative, and so we kept playing. Through the relentless summer heat and the unexpected shutdown and every zombie-fight obstacle that the game threw at us. Switching gears, let's talk about the elements that weren't quite as blooming. I mean, I can't be the only one who thought that the walnut resembled a potato, right? This potato or not dilemma stuck with me through and through my childhood, until I learned how to read. This helped quite a lot. And grasped that those hungry zombies were actually munching on nuts. But enough with my childhood disappointments. It's time to shed light on the less glamorous aspects of PvZ. The game, despite its captivating charm, was not without its flaws. Reflecting on it now, it's somewhat of a puzzle. Here we are in 2023 with numerous PvZ iterations at our disposal, yet none managed to recapture the special magic of the original. PvZ 2, even as a well-made mobile game, fell short of preserving the unique charm, mainly due to the different approach to monetization. Full disclosure, it's still installed in my phone and among a very few mobile games that I enjoyed, but still it didn't fully feel like a PvZ sequel. In contrast, Garden Warfare held their ground well. While they're not the successors to the original, they didn't claim to be. They stood as spin-offs, games that offered a different experience while still staying true to the PvZ world. Another point of criticism is the game design itself. By today's standards, it feels archaic, slow-paced, coupled with limited variety, often leaves you designing for more. The lack of a speed button, random encounters, or engaging modifiers stand out in the stark contrast to the dynamic gameplay we've grown accustomed to. Strategies often boil down to a handful of effective ones, leaving little room for experiments. Build many sunflowers, build a few walls and shooters, go all in with the catapults, a few shooters or con ballista. That's essentially it. Unlike the zombies it features, PvZ doesn't really offer a fresh experience or come back to life after you conquer it once. The absence of new experiences or initiatives makes a second playthrough way less appealing. If not for achievements, I would not even bother with that. After revisiting the appealing parts and addressing the less than perfect ones, we found ourselves at a crossroad. As much as we cherished the joy the original game brought us, there is a hint of sadness about the uncertainty hovering on this much-loved series. The original Plant vs Zombie was a breath of fresh air, a unique bud that bloomed in a field of familiarity. Yet, the newer iterations have progressively distanced themselves from that initial charm. Each new release feels like another step away from the garden that was new and loved. Nonetheless, it's important to remember that games, like plants, need to adapt to survive. Just as a sunflower turns towards the sun, the gaming industry inevitably moves towards where the market is. Sadly, in order to survive, our beloved games sometimes have to evolve in ways we not prefer to. It's our hope that the creators of PvZ don't forget that the roots that made their game so special. The simplicity, the charm, the creativity, these are the elements that made Plant vs Zombies stand out in a market filled with zombies of its own. But what do you think? Do you share the same sentiments, or do you believe that the series has evolved for the better? I invite you in the comments down below with your thoughts and experiences. Let's grow a conversation together. As we wrap up this nostalgia trip, I wanted to extend my thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button and subscribing for more. Dear viewers, you're the one in charge of your life. Keep planting positivity and nurture it with persistence. Until the next time, And remember to never underestimate the power of well-placed walnut. See ya later.